G.I. Joe, issue number 12. That's right, folks. We are headed into the Dreadnought War. But before that happens, let's take a detour and go to another Night Force adventure. This time around, Night Force is getting their newest recruit, a young woman named Shooter. So that's what we're going to do this week. But before we do that even, we have to open up the book just to remind you that Duke has no idea what's happening with Night Force. He's talking to Colonel Hawk, and Hawk's like, Duke, when the time comes, I'll tell you everything. But until then, just know there's nothing happening in G.I. Joe that you don't know about. But that's not true, dear reader, because Night Force is happening. Night Force is the secret division that has Flint, Lady J, and Beachhead, and they are breaking into one of the top labor camps in Darklonia, which is the country that Destro runs, and he put his cousin in charge. They're trying to free Shooter. She is one of the... I wouldn't even say one of. She is probably the best sniper in all of the world. She is like a gold Olympic medalist, you know. She's one of the best things to ever exist, but she got captured, and we see her just sitting in a cell. A fly is buzzing around, and she just puts her hand out, and she catches the fly. And that's when one of the soldiers takes her out of the cell and is like, we're going to interrogate you again. Let's go interrogate you. We're all dressed insane. We got like medieval armor. We're like a knockoff of Destro and Doctor Doom at this point. It's looking like a knockoff of a knockoff. But you'll give us what we want. We want you to work for us and shoot our enemies. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And he's like, well, maybe tomorrow will be different. Ivana, beat her up a bit. And then this big, bulking woman comes out of nowhere and starts beating up Shooter. And all the while that Shooter's getting beaten up, she's remembering her past when she witnesses her father becoming a gold medalist, and then she wants to join the Olympics, and then she learns to shoot, and then like she chooses a different career path. And before this Ivana lady kills her, they stop, like, maybe next time when we beat you up, you'll decide to work for us. And Ivana just drags her back into her cell, being like, yeah, you're stupid, you're a dumb girl, I'm also a killer like you, and you should work for our side because we're awesome. Locks her in. And that's when you see that Shooter actually like grabbed a broken piece of metal that she can use to pry open her locks. So she does that. Even though she is bruised and broken, she is sneaking around through the castle. She comes across her target, and her target's Ivana. Like we find out throughout the book that Shooter is actually like here because she was paid to kill Ivana. And that's when like right before she like goes into the attack, she's pulled away by Beachhead. She's like, what the hell, Beachhead? What are you doing here? It's like, I'm getting you out of here. New orders, lady. Have you heard of G.I. Joe Night Force? We're on it now. You're part of G.I. Joe Night Force. Come with me if you want to be a part of G.I. Joe Night Force, because that's what we're doing. You're part of the team. So they break through a window. They start running around. The alarms go off. And it's just very intense. Things are looking bad. Ivana's like, shit, she got out? We got to take him down. They get on their like snowmobiles to trace them through the forest. The snowmobiles are blown up because they have help from the rest of G.I. Joe Night Force. The G.I. Joe Night Force team is here. Flint and Lady J are here to help them, and they get into a Jeep and they can evade. And they got all of Shooter's gear, and she's like, great, you got the one thing I needed. You need a sniper right now? She's like, yeah, my target's still in there. And they're like, we're too far away. You're not going to make that shot. And she's like, maybe it's too far away for you, but not for me. So she takes one shot with the sniper. We see the bullet headed straight for Ivana. It's right in the head, and she's dead. And they're just like, oh shit. You're kind of crazy. It's fun. Very fun. I also really like the artwork. We have a different artist on this book. This is Marco Fedore. Or Federa, I think it's one of those. It just looks perfect for like we're going to like some Eastern European country, and it's just big and snowy, and there's castles, and I think Lowrich's colors really work for this. A lot of more like etchings and stencils and stuff that's just being filled in with like these very drastic colors. Looks very good. I think it's exactly the right tone I want for this type of story. If we're doing Night Force, it's gonna be matted colors and very distinctive art style. That's very like sketched in. It looks really cool. So yeah, Shooter's kind of insane, and Flint is just like, this is not a good lady. I think she's gonna kill us one day. Meanwhile, to wrap up this book, we get our tease for the Dreadnought War because Cobra Commander and Destro have their new volunteer to help them with their new technology, and that volunteer is Major Blood. Major Blood got his eyes gouged out in the previous arc. Well, now he's got cybernetic eyes with energon in them, I'm guessing, so he can be more loyal to them and be stronger than ever. So he's ready to have another tussle with the Baroness. And as that's going on, we see that Mercer calls Destro away to give him some updates on everything going on. He learned through an encounter a couple issues ago that the G.I. Joe are working with an Autobot, so they have one of those big robots on their team. They got to figure out how to take control of everything going on, so Destro's making a play to stop Cobra Commander from being in charge, and part of that is seeking some people who want to see Cobra Commander dead against him. And who could that be? Well, it's characters who first appeared in the Cobra Commander miniseries a couple years ago. That is the Dreadnoks, and we see that they're now outfitted with their better technology and their weapons, and they're just ready to start the Dreadnok War, which is going to be these characters, Ripper and Buzzer and Zatara and Torch. There's Torch dead. One of them died, right? I can't remember. Anyways, it's all those guys. They're coming in to kill. So the Dreadnok War starting up soon. How's that going to look? Pretty scary, I'm guessing. But we'll see. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool stuff, though. So this is a Dreadnok War. Get ready. Fun issue. All the characters are charming. I love the stuff in the castle. Just looks really unique and special. Different flavor from the other G.I. Joe books. Feels very, like, a part of the series, but we're doing something kind of different. And it just shows you how kind of scary some of these people can be. So I dig it. I think it's pretty fun, well handled. Excited to see what's happening next. Well, I know what's happening next. It's a Dreadnok War. But what's Night Force going to do about it? What is G.I. Joe Night Force going to do about it? So, G.I. Joe issue number 12. I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.